Now, you made it to the finale.
Yeah.
And that finale was grand.
Yeah.
But before you got to the finale, y'all had to do that reunion, the one right before, where you guys sat at the long table. Tell me about that, because that was brutal.
That was, for me, it wasn't brutal. It was, oh God. Actually, Drac has already talked about this, so I'll share the story.
Okay.
So, before we even started filming, tensions were out the roof. Because we were seated at this table that was meant to look like the Last Supper, right? And there's all these goblets of wine that are like fake blood, and there's like a vase with fake blood, this whole setup. And, they're instructed, be super careful, don't spill the chalices. And Swan and Drac are in head-to-toe white.
Oh, no.
So Drac sits down. One of the producers goes to like adjust something, and a big-ass chalice just boom, and just like blood soaks her dress.
Wow.
And she just goes, I need to walk away. And just like walks away silently.
Oh.
And then the producer started crying.
Oh no.
And then she like calmed down, she came back. We had to adjust how the whole thing was gonna be shot because now they couldn't stand up because her dress was ruined. And so before we even started, everyone was just on pins and needles.
I bet. Now you went to the extreme in that finale. You vomited on stage.
Yeah.
What was the decision for that, and how did it work?
I wanted to do an homage to Divine, and I was like, I can't eat actual so I have to make fake but like that's not really that disgusting. It just looks disgusting. So I was like, how can I really make this gross? And that was, I guess, my own way of amping it up. And the way I did it was right before I went on stage, I ate a foot-long buffalo chicken Subway sandwich, just like scarfed it down, and I put 2 little bottles of Fireball in my bra. And as I was walking down the runway, my stomach was really full, and I was in a really tight corset, and then I chugged the Fireball, and it just all came out.
Wow. And that is when they knew you had to be the super monster because of the dedication.
Oh, yeah. I still can't eat buffalo chicken Subway sandwiches.
Now, what did you think of the girls in the top 3 with you?
I thought they were great. I really thought Melissa was going to take it. I really wasn't like in my mind setting myself up to win. I was just like, if I win, that's great, but it's probably Melissa. I really thought it was going to be her. She's incredible. Frankie was really great, but I felt like Melissa was just the clear, I was scared shitless of her the moment I saw her on set.
Now, what was the finale like? Did they do a drag race where everybody filmed their winning? Yeah,
we do. Almost every reality show now will film multiple winners unless they do it live because it's so hard to keep it under wraps.
Yeah, secret. Mm-hmm. So that night at Precinct, when they showed the finale, that was when you knew you won?
Not exactly. So fun fact, the final episode was accidentally leaked for like a minute or something on YouTube. I remember it was like for a split, a very couple minutes, they accidentally posted it that morning.
Oh, that's somebody over here at Qween that they're already fired, so don't worry about it. And, they were fired, obviously.
And people, who are subscribed, it gives you that notification
of
a new
my
upload.
God.
So people scroll to the bottom. So I woke up that morning and people were sending me screenshots
I didn't even know that.
Of the crowning. Yeah, so I found out when I woke up that morning.
Right. And so when you realized that you had won, what were you feeling?
Oh my God, I was lying in bed just shook. I didn't even get up. I was just like a potato. And I don't know, it's one of those things, it didn't hit me right away. It over the course of the days, I was just like, okay, that happened. That's okay. It was just, I don't know, the whole experience it's just so insane. It's really, I can't tell people how insane it, you really have to live it. You have to go through it to really understand how insane it is to go through that kind of experience.
Yeah. All right, well, you had a lot of crazy characters on that first season of Dragula, and we want to know more about what you thought of them. So we're going to play a little round of Kiki, Kai Kai, Kill. All right, Vander. Now, this is an easy game. We're going to show you 3 queens, and you're just going to have to let us know which one you want to kiki with,
vile.
have fun, which one you want to kai with, have fun, and which one, in true Dragula fashion, you want to stab and gut and rip out their throat. Kill, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's start with our first trio of monsters. Okay, we have Pinche, Melissa B. Fierce, Frankie Doom. That is quite a 3-way right there.
Yeah. Let's see. I would kiki with Pinche because she's my homegirl and we're tight. I would Melissa because Twitter would go nuts.
Yes.
Twitter would go nuts.
Talk about a kai.
And she has an OnlyFans. I have it just for fans, so like content bitch. And I would kill Frankie because she just comes back from the dead. You can just keep stabbing her and she'll just fall into the grave and like at some point, scamper her way back.
No, wait, you just spilled a little tea.
It wasn't
Now, you have an OnlyFans?
I have it just for fans.
Just for fans. And what kind of content are we getting on that?
There's a mix. So I've done a couple of like, it's weird. It's like a mix between like pornography and art films.
As only you could do, I bet.
Yeah, so like they are pornographic in nature, but I try to shoot them in a way that's very cinematic. And there's also like a story to some of them. They're almost like drag numbers, but like highly erotic drag numbers.
Wow. And now how have you, that's a different business. It's a whole other economy going on right now. It's put the power and the money back in the hands of adult performers.
Yeah.
What's that? And like you're also relating to people on a different level than you do when you're doing just drag. You're really showing them the most intimate parts.
Yeah.
So what is that like? And was it weird at first, or is that something that came natural to you?
For me, it's been very cathartic. For me, like something I've done at nightgowns multiple times is perform nearly naked or completely naked. And to be able to do that, I think made me a lot more comfortable with my own identity and my transness and how I present and what my body is like. And that allowed me to really translate it into video or films like on my Just for Fans, where it is sharing the most intimate parts of myself, but allowing myself to share that with the world, I guess in a way tells me that I'm fine as I am. I don't know, because clearly somebody's paying for it.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of, it's, in a way for me, it's less about the money and more about finding myself.
And have you found presenting your sexuality to a public audience very empowering and helping also educate people about, trans sexuality? It's something that's often put in a little box.
I find it extremely, extremely empowering. It goes back to that moment where like I saw my bare leg with a fishnet for the first time. When I'm on stage, I feel unstoppable. I feel like that's something everyone should be allowed to feel. And a part of my intention when I do it is also to, I guess, encourage people to allow themselves to feel that way,
Yeah, okay, that was a little tea break, Lady Red. I couldn't just dash over the Just for Fans.
Baby, I loved it.
Okay, next trio, please. We have Xochitl Mochi, Ursula Major, and Loris, former Hey Queen guest Loris. That is a spooky trio.
Hard one. That is a really hard one. Oh my God. Can we get the girls back on the screen?
Yeah, put them back. Let's let her see them again.
I really think this one through.
We have Xochitl Mochi, Ursula Major, and Loris.
Okay. Oh my God, this one is really, can I kill all of them?
You could.
I would, okay, let's start with Kai. Who would I Kai with? I would probably Kai with Xochitl.
Okay.
I would probably Kai with Xochitl, because again, we can make some cute coin on that Just for Fans. I would probably, you know what I would do? I wouldn't kill Loris. I would almost kill her. Because the scandal, because like the scandal Loris would make would be like the scandal of the ages, and that's something I would kind of want to see. So I'd like almost kill Loris, but just like leave an ounce of life in her.
Okay, just so that she can come back and sensationalize it.
Yeah,
yes?
exactly. It'd be like a Betty Davis, Joan Crawford. Yeah, like that's
Ooh,
what I'm
that's
aspiring
good.
for with Loris. And then I would kiki with Ursula. Yeah,
a good
in
choice.
Salt Lake City, her hometown.
All right.
Mormon, USA.
Right, right where of course you think of a Dragula contestant has to be born in Salt Lake City. All right, next trio we have Meatball, Landon Cider, Bitch Puddin'.
Oh,
So that's 2 winners and one of your cast members.
I know. I would hands down, Kai with Landon in the Wolfman look. Because when we
Ooh.
were on set and he walked out in that look, my flooded. Panties flooded.
Wow.
He looked so f***ing hot in that like wolf daddy leather getup. So I would Kai with Landon.
Yes.
I would. It was Meatball, and then who was the other?
Bitch Puddin'.
And Bitch Pudding. Oh God. I would kill Meatball. She's like if there's ever been a drag terrorist, it's Meatball. So I would kill Meatball. Also, could you imagine the sales on her Hip Dot palette?
Right.
Meatball's Hip Dot palette, go buy it. The sales would be through the roof. And I would kiki with Bitch Pudding.
For an exclusive audio version of our show, uncensored lap dances, and footage that we're not going to show in this show with Vander, you've got to go to patreon.com/HateQueenTV for exclusive content that is nowhere else. Now, Vander, it's a really weird time in our country. Everything is upside down, and a lot of important things are being called out, especially the overwhelming amount of trans women who are being murdered all over the country on a consistent basis. What are your thoughts on the change that needs to happen?
Oh man, I have a very difficult time sometimes with activism because I am very active in my activism, but at the same time, it takes a lot out of me, and oftentimes it feels like we're going 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and I feel like we're taking a really big step back right now. I think my take on it is that more, as far as, and this goes for Black people, this goes for trans people, this goes for any marginalized group of people, the people who do not belong to that group of people really need to raise their voices and talk about these things, because someone who is, maybe not even openly transphobic, just is transphobic and doesn't realize it, is not gonna listen to me in the way they're gonna listen to like a cis counterpart, More cis people need to speak out for trans people, more non-Black people need to speak up for Black people. And we're seeing a lot of it now because of the movements that are occurring. There's really a revolution going on, but there's also a lot of very performative activism because now it's trendy to be woke,
Right.
And I think people also need to watch out for being an activist for the sake of performing, for the sake of, showing face, because that's something that's also very frustrating for us to witness is when something is more about them than it is about us when you don't.
Yeah. Lady Red, we haven't had a chance to chat with you about your feelings on the Black Trans Lives Matter movement and why it's so important. I want to give you a moment to talk about that.
I mean, it's all about see something, say something.
Yeah.
We have a lot of things that go on in today's world that we can't control. And it's a lot of times that if we see a little bit of something, we can actually stop it from happening. If you see a woman being abused in an alley, say something. You know what I mean? You never know. She might not make it home. You know what I mean? He might not know when to stop. So it's important to see something, say something, always be a vocal person, and always be that person that if they know that you're looking, they're not gonna do it. You know what I mean? Always be that reliable person that's gonna speak up.
Yeah.
It's important for us all to speak
Amen.
out and support our kids. No studio audience, but strong claps from this side of the studio. And honey, you have turned it so fiercely today and every day that you have snatched the trophy, sweetie! Yay! But because of COVID, you can only look and not touch until we have it wiped down. Just press up against the glass, my dear. Press up against the glass.
Did I fuck up my lip?
Oh, and very appropriately, because you have an OnlyFans, we've got another OnlyFans star here to give you a virtual lap dance. Hit it! Oh, he's saying hi to you. There he is, and now he's working. Oh, he's working it.
Does that camera
He's
pan?
shaking it. Yeah, that's him. Oh, there you go. Oh, she's going over. What's she doing? She's licking the screen. If only the screen was on the go-go boy. There it is. She's licking the screen. Oh my gosh. All right. That's the greatest gift the digital lap dance has ever been given. Lady Red, while Vander continues to enjoy a digital lap dance, take us out with some black ladies screaming.
Hey, Qween. Hey, Qween. Hey, Qween. Hey, Vander's back on. Hey, Qween.
Yeah. Vander, thanks for being here, sweetie.
Thank you so much for having me.
We are big fans of you. Lady Red, you're gorgeous with your Shirley Chisholm hair today. So beautiful.
Oh, I'm hot as a hot pot.
I know you are. That hat is hot. Now, Vander's not going to go anywhere. He's going to, of course, play Look at Her. So you don't want to miss that. We'll see you next time on Hey Qween. See you then, baby. Bye.
Children, click here and subscribe. You're welcome.